Hey guys, thank you for joining me today. Again, another episode of Cheffin with Courtney. I got a good, very special dish for you today. We're going to do a taco bowl, surf and turf taco bowl, fajita style. Okay, so when we come back, I'm going to show you the ingredients and we're going to start getting this thing to going. Okay guys, welcome back, and let's go ahead and get this surf and turf fajita style taco bowl started. So let's see what we're working with here. First of all, we got some seasoned green peppers and onions, and this is what I used. I used Chalula chili garlic taco seasoning. Just so you know, I let this sit. I rubbed them with some oil, rubbed them with the with the seasoning, and let them sit in the refrigerator for a couple hours. And we're going to use some Carne Picada. It's like a cut up steak. It's not hamburger, but it's kind of like a carne asada type of, well, different carne asada, carne picada. It depends on who you ask. And then that's also marinated in this Chalula garlic taco seasoning. And then I got some large shrimp. I oiled that as well, put a little olive oil on there and let that sit there in the seasoning as well. We got some refried beans. We got some queso blanco cheese. We got some one whole fresh cut tomato, and we got our soft taco bowls right here. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to use some Spanish rice today, okay? And I have 2.5 cups. I actually have 2 cups of chicken broth and a half a cup of water. And we're going to go ahead and get this started because this takes the longest. So we're going to turn up our heat on our stove. And we're going to go ahead and put our chicken broth in here. Go ahead and get that started, and then we're going to put a little bit of olive oil. Putting a little bit of olive oil in here will stop your rice from sticking. Okay, we don't want sticky rice. All right. So it's important, let your water come to a boil before you put your rice in there. All right. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to our vegetables. So we're going to turn our heat on. And I already put some oil in these green peppers and onions. You know, like I always say, we're building flavor upon flavor. So we definitely want those. We want that chili garlic flavor in the meat. We want it in the shrimp. We want it in the vegetables. We want layers of flavor. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit, just a little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil, put it in the pan while my pan's getting hot. Okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put these green peppers and onions in the skillet. All right, hear that sizzle? That's what we want to hear. We want to hear that sizzle, that sound. Okay, and that's going to go ahead and wake up the flavor. Go ahead and give these a good stir. And if you guys could smell this, it smells amazing. Just by putting that seasoning on your vegetables actually gives it another layer of flavor. And we're going to check on our water. Chicken broth is almost up to boiling right now. So we're not going to cook these. We're not going to render these down all the way. We still want a little bit of crunch to them, but we're going to cook them on high heat and kind of want to cook them hot and fast. We want them to sizzle. Let that sit. And another thing I did is also put a little bit of salt on my meat as usual. All right, because this cut of meat can be a little tough. So if you just put some kosher salt on it, let it sit for a few hours. Overnight is better, but a few hours, let that salt get into the meat. It'll break down the proteins and loosen it up and make it tender. All right. So go ahead and flip these, and they're looking beautiful. Look at that shine, folks. Don't that look good? Now you can add any vegetables you want. You can put tomatoes in there. You can put red peppers, orange, yellow peppers. I personally don't like them, so that's just what I'm using is green peppers and onions. All right, and I can see that our water is boiling. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this rice on because that's gonna take about 20 minutes to cook. So we'll just pour this rice in here. I'm gonna give it a good stir. Turn it down. And then we'll put a lid on that. Okay guys, when we come back, I'm gonna get this rice, finish these vegetables, and then we'll start cooking this meat. All right, welcome back folks. As you can see, we got our peppers and onions beautifully cooked, all right? They're not broken down all the way. They still have a little bit of texture to them, which is exactly how you want. Just gonna set that aside. So the next thing that we're going to get started is we're gonna get this steak started. And again, just a little bit of oil, not a lot. Our rice, I've been checking on the rice. Our rice is moving along very, very good. So we're gonna get our pan hot. All right, and the goal is to try to cook everything hot and fast. All right, so once our pan gets hot enough, then we're gonna go ahead and put our steak in there and let those flavors marry. I wanna thank you again for joining me today. Again, if this is your first time, I like the video, subscribe, make a comment. If you're returning, welcome back. Please share the video. I appreciate everybody's support up to this point. And if you can tell, I got a new apron on. This is one of my aprons that I'm selling. It's called, it's a straight Cheffin line. And it's a straight, let me step over here so y'all can see this. Straight Cheffin. So I'll put a link down in the tab. You can get 15% off by using the code Cheffin. Go ahead and support the channel by getting one of these. It's high quality apron. I like it, so go ahead and check it out. All right, so looks like our pan is hot and we're gonna go ahead and put in our steak. All right. Hear that sizzle? That's what we want. Again, now this isn't gonna take long to cook. And when it does render down, it does kind of look like hamburger, but it's not hamburger, okay? Okay, we don't want to put too much in the pan because we don't want it to boil. We want it to fry. So, and you can use any meat you want. You can use, you know, if you want to get ribeye and use that, or you want to use some fajita steak, skirt steak, it's up to you. I just like using this Carne Picada because it's, you know, it's got a good flavor, good texture to it, and it takes on the flavors really good. So, and it doesn't take that long to cook, as you can see. All right, so we got our meat done, okay, and we're gonna go ahead and set this meat aside real quick. If you want, you can actually drain it, but you can see how juicy that is. All right, it's got a lot of flavor, trust me. It's got a lot of flavor. So we're just gonna go ahead and dump this meat aside. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our beans on. All right, our rice is coming. I've been checking on the rice. Our rice is coming along really well. I added just a little bit more water to it because it just wasn't cooking right for me. So beans, all right. So one thing I've learned with beans is that I want to thin them out. So what I do after we put the beans in there in the pot, we got the oil in there, just kind of let them start to warm up. You don't want to cook them too fast and scorch the bottom. Okay, just add a little bit of liquid. I use milk, a little bit of milk, kind of thin them out a little bit. It'll absorb them as it warms up. As far as how much, I just eyeballed it. But we want our beans to be nice and smooth and creamy. Okay, and we're just gonna go ahead and let those slowly warm up. All right. And while we're doing that, these tomatoes right here, I'm gonna go ahead and put these in with the rice. It's a little bit of them, not all of them. Go ahead and stir that around. Okay, and we'll let that cook for another couple minutes. I just want to make sure that my rice is done. All right, so while we're waiting on that, when we come back, I'm gonna go ahead and get this shrimp started. Okay, and we're gonna put these tortillas in the oven and warm them up real quick. And then we're gonna go ahead and build these bowls. All right, so I'll see you back here real shortly. Okay guys, welcome back. So we got our beans on, we got our rice cooking, it's almost done. Next thing I'm gonna do is, actually let me get some gloves. I feel naked without gloves on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these scrimps on here real quick. All right, and as you can see, I seasoned those with the chili garlic seasoning. So we're just gonna go ahead and put those in. And just make sure you lay them off flat. Okay. And they're not gonna take that long to cook at all. You're looking for a pinkish color or a red color. All right, and as you can see, this got a lot of flavor. That's my oven. My oven is ready. So while we're waiting on that, I'm gonna go ahead and get these tortilla bowls in the oven and warm them up for a couple minutes. So I'm taking 3 tortilla bowls right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put those in the oven for about 5 minutes. All right. Okay, our shrimp are coming along and about ready to be turned. Our beans are popping. All right, we're gonna let those sit for another couple minutes. Go ahead and stir these beans. As you can see, cooking in the kitchen requires multitasking. So we got the beans on, we got the rice on, and it's almost done. We got our tortillas in the oven, we got our shrimp cooking. And this is literally the only time I can multitask, is when I'm cooking. Set that right there. Okay. Shrimp is looking good. Literally does not take long for shrimp to cook. You just want to make sure that it's not translucent, so it'll be done. All right, so our beans are done. I can tell. We're going to take the shrimp off. We're almost ready to get this put together, folks. So when I come back, we're going to go ahead and build these fajita style surf and turf tacos. So now let's go ahead and build this fajita style surf and turf taco. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some beans on the bottom. Then I'm gonna add some of this beautiful yellow rice. All right. Next thing we're gonna add is going to be our Carne Picada meat. And like I said, I know it looks like hamburger, but it is not hamburger. But it does cook down to look like hamburger. And if you're a meat lover like I am, well, my wife loves tacos, so, you know. But yeah, I'm a meat lover, so I love meat. And just go ahead and pile that on up there. Then we're going to take some of our sauteed fajita vegetables. And we're going to put those on top. Then we're going to take 1, 2, 3 scrimps. Put them on, and then we're going to drizzle with just a little bit of queso blanco sauce. All right. Look at that, folks. Beautiful. All right. There you go. There's a fajita style surf and turf taco bowl. And now, the part I've been waiting on is I'm gonna try it. Okay. Look. Man, that is delicious. I love a good taco, and those flavors, that pepper garlic flavor is delicious. So you can go ahead and use this to level up your Taco Tuesday. All right. Again, thanks for joining me. If you're new and you like the video, please go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, and share. Let me know exactly what it is that what your thoughts are about the video and the food, and you can do it your way. So once again, here we go. This is what it looks like, folks. I can't wait to get into it. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.